If you were born in 1940 and today someone called you obsolete and needed replacing, your feelings would likely be hurt. Thankfully, bridges are hardened structures that have no feelings. However, like people, older bridges can't do all the things younger bridges can do. So it was that Polk County Transportation Division needed to replace a pair of 73-year-old bridges with up-to-date structures. The South Lake Reedy Boulevard Bridge and the Old Bartow Lake Wales Road Bridge were both functionally obsolete with narrow 9-foot lanes and substandard barriers. The term functionally obsolete only means that a bridge does not meet current road design standards. For example, some bridges are functionally obsolete because they were built at a time when lane widths were narrower than the current standard. The original Old Bartow Lake Wales Road Bridge and South Lake Reedy Boulevard Bridge were both built in 1940 and by today's standards were ready for retirement. In their place, the new bridges opened after 4 months of construction. The Transportation Division budgeted replacement at about $1.1 million for each new bridge. The Old Bartow Lake Wales Road Bridge construction contract was valued at $720,000, while the South Lake Reedy Boulevard Bridge contract was valued at $644,000. Both projects were completed under budget and ahead of schedule. Flat slab decks on pre-stressed piles were selected as the most cost-effective, longest-lasting structures with the least maintenance requirements. Construction on the South Lake Reedy Boulevard Bridge commenced June 23rd of this year, and the work on the Old Bartow Lake Wales Road Bridge began on June 6th. Both bridges now have two 12-foot wide travel lanes with 4-foot shoulders and traffic railings. Each project included milling and resurfacing with associated widening of the roadway approaches. While records do not exist to provide a written history on the old bridges, they are strongly believed to be part of the New Deal domestic public works programs initiated by President Franklin D. Roosevelt to combat the effects of the Great Depression on the U.S. economy. FDR's New Deal focused on providing work relief to unemployed American workers from 1935 to 1943 through the Works Projects Administration. According to the final report on the WPA program, 77,965 bridges were built or reconstructed in the U.S., and $147.5 million was spent in Florida for infrastructure and arts projects. It's safe to assume that the two new bridges cost considerably more than the original structures built in 1940. However, in a post-Great Recession economy, Polk County's Community Investment Program likely achieves similar goals now as then, 74 years later. Both bridges are an example of the county delivering needed infrastructure improvements that boost employment, serve public and commercial transportation needs, promote safety, enhance connectivity, and stimulate growth. These projects are also in keeping with Polk County's tradition of providing good roads that started in 1916 when voters approved a $1.5 million bond issue. Polk was then the most paved county in the southern states and a veritable driving mecca. Today, thanks to the Community Investment Program, Polk County's roads and bridges aren't getting older, they're getting better.